Welcome back to Squawk Box this morning. New this morning, the Intercontinental Exchange and Polymarket announcing a huge new deal. It's a strategic partnership. The financial services giant investing $2 billion in Polymarket. It's maybe old money meets new money. Joining us right now in an exclusive interview is Polymarket founder and CEO Shane Kaplan and ICE founder and CEO Jeff Sprecher. It's great to see both of you this morning. It's a fascinating deal, and really, as I said, it's sort of old money, new money. It's all coming together here. Why don't we go back in time just for a second, and maybe Jeffrey, you can explain how you thought about or how this whole thing came about.
That's an interesting topic. Shane was falsely accused of wrongdoing and was raided by the FBI. And a mutual friend of the three of us, actually, Tom Farley, called me up and said, you should reach out to Shane. He's a great guy. He's building something revolutionary, and I think he could use your help, because a few years earlier, I was falsely accused of something and was raided by the FBI. And I thought about it, and I said, you know, I don't really know this guy. I don't really want to get involved. But that weighed on me. And ultimately, when Shane was exonerated, I picked up the phone and said, I have something in common with you, and I'd love to sit down and talk about whether or not we could compare notes. And much as your introduction said, I mean, just look at us, right? I'm old and bald. He's young and mop-headed. I have a closet full of ties. I don't think he owns a tie. You know, the company that we're sitting in was started in 1792. He's got the hottest financial services company in 2025. And so we started to talk about the white space of opportunity that existed between our firms and this common experience that we both had, and it brought us together.
Shane, were you looking for a partnership? And also, how do you think about it? I mean, you're the young, hot kid on the street right now. How do you feel about partnering with the old guy?
Look, I'm just humbled to be here. It's when Jeff and I started talking about collaborations, despite maybe being from different eras, there was just a lot of cohesion. We were on the same page about all different types of things that we could build. I think what's exciting here is a lot of older juggernaut companies, they make announcements about different types of things they're going to do with cutting edge technology. But with what we're doing, there's going to be real bite. We're going to be able to actually build and ship some great stuff. Jeff, you know, ICE is the largest exchange company. They have so many assets in traditional finance, so much infrastructure. And I can't believe we're being called. And his willingness to go and say, hey, let's go and leverage this infrastructure to go and innovate and disrupt the existing legacy systems and go and try and figure out the new brave new world. You know, you just can't pass that up. You've got one life. The idea that we can have like you say, the old money and the new money, or sort of like the largest existing player with like the new kid on the block, it's just a match made in heaven, and we're so excited.
Guys, what does it look like in practice? Meaning, in terms of, you talked about distribution, talked about new products, things that you could ship. If we're having this conversation a year or two from now, what does this partnership look like to the public?
Well, let me take that. First of all, this company is probably the most distributed company in the world inside of the financial services industry and the existing banking system. And what Shane is doing using blockchain and other technologies is you know, DeFi and is basically disrupting all of that. And there's going to be a period of time when you have to do both, right? We need to bring along the industry into his disruption. And so, you know, initially we're going to be distributing his data, which I think even for you, Andrew, is becoming hot news. You know, some of these predictions are incredibly accurate, including the last election cycle. And so that, I think, will be of interest to legacy finance. But he and his engineers have already been working with our team, and I'm telling you, they're out there. They understand where the puck is going, and we're following them to make sure that we don't get disintermediated.
Shane, how soon is the U.S. market going to be able to have access to what you're doing? Because obviously, a lot of folks in the U.S. are going to your website constantly to see the numbers, but they're not able to actually place the bet.
Yeah, I think as people who've been paying attention have seen, we self-certified our first contracts recently. and it's happening very soon. We're going to be rolling out the beta this month. A few people have been on it, and so far the feedback's great, so we're really excited.